Hello and welcome to Coding Central. This app is still in development. It is in a phase called alpha phase, which means that we'll be continuing to add features and test things out. But at the moment, it is quite functional for doing quoting and job management. So I'm going to show you through some of the features of the application that will get you started. Now, shortly after this video, you'll get asked if you want to go straight into your first quote or if you want to go to settings. I want you to go first to your settings. When you click the come into settings, you're going to come into this screen here. Now, this is your dashboard. What you need to first do is go over to your icon, your name, and click on account and add in your details for your address, your phone number, email, and ABN and license number. Now, this information is important to add as it will show up on your quoting documents. So once you've done that, click Save Changes and you're set up. So I can show you some other parts of the application now. So first of all, you've got your dashboard. So your dashboard will show you some of the key statistics about the jobs and quotes that you've got in progress. Your My Jobs will show you the jobs that you've got in progress or upcoming. Now there's two views within My Jobs. You've got the Kanban view, which is a drag and drop view of your various jobs of where they are in their upcoming, active, completed, or expired. And you've got the tab view, which shows you specifically the category of jobs. Now you can search and categorize further up here. Then you've got calendar view. So calendar view will allow you to see the different jobs you've got when they're on. And you've got the different views here across month, week, day, and agenda view. Okay, My Customers view, you'll be able to see your different customers and quickly jump into them, and you can search across your customers as well. Now, when you want to create a quote, to start with, you want to add a job. So the Add Job button should be found several places throughout the application. Now I'm just going to show you adding a new customer. So you add in the customer's details, you add in their address, go continue. Now, if you click on Go to Map, it'll actually open up in Google Maps. If you're doing this on mobile, clicking on Go to Map will open it up in Google Maps application. Now you want to put in a job details. So you want to give it a good name, something that's memorable to you. Type of quote that you've got. So in this one, I'm just going to choose renovation. Customer budget, if you know it. So maybe it's 5,000. And then project notes and description. So project notes might be some of the things you have learned from a customer, notes about things you need to check, other kinds of notes, details of the job. Now, the notes and description will continue through the application, so they'll show up in other parts of the quote, so you can refer back to them. And this basically becomes the notes for everything to do with the customer's job. Now, the start and end date. Start and end date is the date that the customer has requested or that you believe the project will start, and the end date as well. Use this date. Be very specific about choosing the right date here, as it will set some of the agenda, some of the calendar details around your job will be driven by this date here. Upload the job files. You can upload your files such as pictures, such as job plans, Excel spreadsheets. It will take almost any file type. You can add them in here. And if you're on mobile, if you click to upload, it'll actually allow you to open your camera and take photos on the fly as well. Now, once you've done that, click into the quote builder. Now, there's two ways to add to your quote. Right now, I've only got the single line item or line item addition in functional. And we've got the estimation wizard, which is a feature that is coming soon. So to add a single line item to your quote, come in here, choose the category. So for example, if you're an electrician, put in electrical. If you're a builder, you might have multiple categories depending on the kind of project it is. And then just select your type. So your type might be a task, or you might want to break out material and labor instead of having it set up as a task. So here I'm just going to choose task, and I'm just going to go electrical, and I go supply and install GPO, and the unit of measure in this one. Okay, so these ones I've done by each. The quantity, say I'm going to choose 5, unit price, $120 per GPO. And now to make sure that this adds up, I want to click away from that field, make sure that this populates here with the actual price before I click save item. Once I've saved item, you'll see that it's added to the line items here, and I can continue to add items to my quote as I want. In future phases, we'll have more intelligence around adding details to your quote. For now, that is the most functional and useful way to add line items to your quote. So once you've added all of your line items, you can actually preview your quote. Now in here, you'll see that it's generated a PDF. Now, if I zoom into the PDF, full screen mode, see that it's got all the details that I've gotten from, that is pulled from my account details. What's missing from this though is a logo. So I can add a logo. And once I add a logo, it'll be saved for future use, and it'll be added onto my quote. Cool. So I've added a beautiful logo there. Now, the other thing that you might want to have is T's and C's. Now, terms and conditions. Now, we haven't provided you any terms and conditions here. Assuming you have some, you might want to add them. Copy them across to here. And then if you click on Save as Template, that'll actually add that to your quote at the end of it. Now, let me see, show you the quote. So it'll add it to the end of your quote document. The other thing you might see here is you might want to add in your attachments. So if you want to add in other files that you've taken, maybe there's some photos, maybe you want to add in some plans, those kinds of things. So I'm going to go, there we go, just going to add a file. And that's going to add files to the end of that document for me. Now, I can either go save and close, and it'll bring me out to the job details page, or I can go send quote. So in this case, I'm going to go send quote. If I go send quote, what it's going to do is going to bring me back to the job details page, but it's also going to bring up this pop-up, which will allow me to send the email to the customer. Now, in here, all of this has got a template that will bring through the various parts of the quote that I've created. So it'll go dear customer first name. So it'll use the customer first name that I've had there. If I don't want to use customer first name, or if I want to add to it, I want to go insert customer last name. I can do that. Just make the cursor, put the cursor where you need it to be. Click on that and then click that there. Okay. Then I can go send as mail. Now that's sent that as a quote to my customer. And you can have a play around with that. You can send a couple of test quotes to yourself, see how they look before you send it out. Now you'll see the job details here. I have my different files and my different notes that I've added. I can add more files, more notes. So if I'm out on a job and I'm speaking with a customer, I can take notes and add them in here. If I want to take photos of things as I go, I can add them in here as well. If the customers ask me for updates or anything to a quote, I can edit the quote in here. I can duplicate the quote, or I can create an adjustment. So customer has made a change, you can create an adjustment. It'll duplicate the quote and it'll mark it as an adjustment so you can send a new one later. And that is pretty much it. So from there, that should be enough to get you started. And if you've got any questions, feel free to drop us a message. So the chat box is available all throughout the application down on the bottom left. If you add in any question in there, you will get through to myself and the team, and we'll be able to help you. I hope you enjoy using Quoting Central, and we look forward to getting your feedback. Thank you so much.